Good afternoon, or evening, or morning, or midnight for all you night owls out there. This is Captain Jack. Just felt like the registration process could be a little difficult, so I took it upon myself to go ahead and make this instructional video to hopefully answer any questions that you might have about the registration process. Now, of course, the registration form can be found at the Rose Cup website, www.therosecup.org. As you can see, this is the registration form right here, so let's go ahead and jump on in. And then what is the captain or manager's Discord or battle tag? So you want to make sure that you include both of those informations because we may need them later on, and all this information does go into the registry. So I'm going to type in all my information, C4BGJ4CK87, hashtag 1103, that's my Discord, and then my BNet is BNet C4PTJ4CK87, hashtag 0166. I might have those backwards, but I'm just trying to remember off the top of my head. So my team name, now obviously you need a team name in order for us to submit your application. So I'm going to say Super Mega Awesome Squad. That'll be my team name. Awesome. How long have I been together? One day our team has been together. We are not a returning team, but if you are, make sure to submit that. I would say even if you have changed your name on the application, if you have participated with us in Season 1 or 2, go ahead, hit that yes button. We always love to see that you all come back. But I'm going to hit no, because we've never participated. Teams aren't necessarily required to have a logo, but if you do have a logo, please make sure the dimensions are as close to 600 by 600 as possible. It just makes it clear for the stream if we have those kind of dimensions. If you can't make it 600 by 600, at least try to make it a square, so 500 by 500, 400 by 400, like 532 by 532, anything that makes a square. We want a square. All right, so we don't have one, so we're going to go to the next page. All right, so main roster. Capitan going to be the first one, C4PT PTJ4CK87, hashtag 1103. All right, so that's going to be me. And then I got to add files. Now, this is where the biggest problem we've kind of had is. So the first thing we're going to do is upload our files from our computer. So let me go ahead and open that up for you. So I made sure all my registration stuff's in one folder. I like to keep my things nice and organized. So first thing we're going to look at is just the screenshot itself. So this is a screenshot from my PC account, which I don't really play on, hence why it's in bronze, because I really suck on PC. So if I'm looking at this, as a PC player, super easy to take a screenshot. I press the print screen button at the top of my keyboard, and then I paste it into Paint. And then I save it. Super simple. But we have gotten different ones that look like this, or they look like this. We don't want that. We don't want partial screens. We want to be able to see the entire screen so that we know what's going on. So do not crop them. I know that it may make the file a little easier to send, but that is not what I wanted to do. But we need all this information right here. It's going to show which season you competed in, when you placed, so we know that information. The name up here could not match the name right here, so we need to make sure that both this name and this rank are the same. And don't do like in Overwatch. I've seen people do this, where they'll like highlight. They'll highlight the information right here. You don't want to do that either, because if you highlight the information and then like cut it so that we can't see season 10, then all that's going to do is it's not going to give us the information we're looking for. You'll have season 10 stuff up here and you'll be selecting season 14. You don't want to mess with us like that, fam. That's not cool. That's not cool at all. So now what we're going to go ahead and do is add our files. So let me go ahead, pull this open. Luckily, I seem to already be on that. So let's open this up and upload our files. Now, one of the biggest issues that we continue to run into is how do we add our alternate accounts? Because as the rules state, we're supposed to make sure that if we have an alternate account that is above our high level, that is ranked above our high level account, that we need to make sure to include that information. So I'm going to show you the best way to do that. So we're going to go ahead and look at alt account season 16. And as you can see, I've kind of edited it. This is from my Xbox account, which is normally silver. So I've edited it so that it's kind of under 200. Another rule we've set for the season is you have to make sure whatever account you use to play with by the time the season starts is above level 200. So if you are using an alternate account for that, that's fine. It is going to be flagged by us as we're going through, because obviously right now it's not above level 200, or at least at level 200. So we want to make sure that you're looking at that. Remember, the season does start on around August 17th or so. So you got about a month from today, which is the 18th of July, to make that happen. So as you can see right here, if I can get that to stop, there we go. So as you can see, my alt account very high in season 16 compared to my completely bronze PC account. So what we're going to do, we're going to use this as our season 16 entry. Season 15, also the same as we see right here. 2815, obviously higher than bronze. So we're definitely not going to use season 15 for my bronze account. That'd be really bad. So the next thing would be, so let's say I don't have a season 14. Didn't play season 14. Well, Captain Jack, what are you going to do? Am I just going to say that I didn't play season 14? No, we're not going to do that. As you can see, I've added in season 13 as well. So let's say I played season 13. So I'm going to put this one in. We need at least three different SRs to be able to create your average, so that we can then create the team average. As we know, we have people kind of spike and fall as they play, so we want to make sure that we try to account for that as much as possible. So for this, since we have a combination of my alt account and my main account, I'm going to go ahead and delete this one and this one. And so now I have my alt account, which accounts for season 16 and season 15, and then I have my main account, which I'm going to play on, which accounts for season 14. So I've met the requirement of my high level account, and then I've also met the requirement of making sure that my my alt accounts that are ranked SR-wise higher than my main account are accounted for. So you're going to do this for each one of these. Now this is going to take a little bit, because since they're required questions, I do have to add something. So as I go through this, I am going to talk about how this works when it comes to subs. Now, the issue with using Google Forms on this is that you can't have like a pseudo answer. Like, I can't say if I put a name in this box, then I can make it required that they add a file to this. It's not, you can't do it that way. So I need you to make sure that you're paying attention to that when you move on to the subs area, because it's technically listed as an unrequired question, but in order to calculate your team's SR, well, it's two things. To calculate team SR, we need every member of your team. That includes your subs, and we account for that. So if you have 2 subs, so you have 6 main plus 2 subs on your team, that's 8 people. So we take the average of all 8 people on your team. That gives you your team average. If you have 10 people or 12 people, that's how we do it. We divide by 10 or by 12 of the team. That makes the team average. Also, you could have someone in your subs that is actually your highest ranked SR player, which is another rule that we have to look out for. So if your highest ranked SR player is in your subs and you don't share that career profile screenshot information, there's no way that we're going to know that, and no way we're going to be able to calculate that to make it as fair as possible. So some people will put like J-Dash. J-Dash is my first sub. And then I'm not going to put their information in. I'm just going to hit submit. Whoa, don't do that, please. You still want to go to add file, and you still want to submit that data, preferably for season 14, 15, and 16. You want to go ahead and add those files in here because, again, that goes towards your team SR. So once we add that, so we're going to pretend that I added all those files, put that in there. So I've got 6 main, and I've got 1 sub for my roster. You can have up to 6 subs, 12 members total on your team. I'm going to hit that submit button at the end, and then that's it. All that information is going to get sent to myself and the rest of the admins that are processing through the registrations. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to any of us. Andrew is pretty much the lead when it comes to the registration, but there are some of us directors and admins that are also helping out with this process, because honestly it's kind of a tedious deal. We got to go through all the pictures, we got to make sure all the ranks are above all the levels are above 200, all the Smurf accounts are accounted for with your high level accounts, this, that, and the other thing. There's just so many things that has to be done with this registration, so any way that you all can make this easier for us is greatly appreciated. Until next time, this is Captain Jack, signing off.